Good afternoon, Hattiesburg. Thanks for joining us for this COVID-19 City News Briefing for Friday, September the 11th. As we do every week, we will start with our testing numbers. These are system-wide numbers for Forest General, Merritt Health Wesley, Hattiesburg Clinic, and the Moffitt Health Center at USM. As of this morning, 56,141 tests have been conducted. 6,237 of those have come back positive. 49,238 have come back negative. We currently have 651 tests that are pending. In the hospital between Merritt Health Wesley and Forest General today, we have 67 people who are COVID positive. That is almost 4 under where we've been the last 2 weeks. 7 more are under investigation right now. Of those 67, 19 are in the ICU. This is up slightly from yesterday, but still under where we've been the last 14 days. As you can see here, we've continued to see a steady decline since the beginning of August. We did see a bit of an increase in hospitalizations today. We hope that's a one-day aberration and we'll go back down over the weekend. Statewide today, we had 853 new cases with 15 new deaths accounted for. New positive cases, Forest County had 21, Lamar County had 6. As we mentioned earlier this week, we really don't know the impact of the Labor Day holiday because, as we have said before, we've seen kind of spikes at the end of holidays, whether Memorial Day or 4th of July, and so it really takes us 7 to 10 days to see if that's going to happen. And so we hope this 21 is just a one-day thing, but we'll find out over the next 5, 6, 7 days on whether this is going to be a trend and we actually are seeing a significant spike. Totals to date, 2,269 in Forest County, 1,533 in Lamar County. Our 5-day average, where we've taken the number of new positive cases, and we average over the 2 days prior and the 2 days after. The good news is both of our 5-day averages for Forest and Lamar County are under 10 right now. Lamar County is actually down to just between 3 and 4, and so very positive signs there. I hope that continues. Our inside 14-day number, this is where we take the number of new positive cases that have been reported back in the last 14 days. Because this disease typically has a life cycle of 14 days or fewer, it's kind of an estimate on how many active cases we could have in our community. Not an exact science by any means, but certainly an estimate that we can take. Forest County, the number's down to 165. Very, very positive number there. Lamar County, that number's at 107. And so looking at it over time, we're continuing to see a steady decline. If you look back at the end of July, when our combined metro area was over 800, now to see us under 300, that's a lot of work that you and so many others have put into wearing masks, socially distancing yourselves, avoiding large crowds. Our inside 14-day comparison, this is a week over week. Last week at this time on Friday, it was 243. Today the number's at 165, so big decline there. Lamar County's at 175. Today they're at 107, so almost 100 and well over 140 decrease there in that number. So relatively good week in that regard. Hospitalizations up slightly from last week, still in the 60s. ICU admissions down 1 from last Friday. Okay, our goals heading into the weekend is the same as they always are. We want to protect the vulnerable, people over the age of 60, people with underlying or chronic health conditions. Preventing the overrun of the healthcare system by slowing the spread and continuing to find that functional normal, allowing the private sector to operate while prioritizing public health. There are 19 days left in the census today. The good news is our number is up to 56.1% self-response. That is still a couple percentages under where we were 10 years ago. This should be really easy for us with having the ability to fill out the census online this year. So at this point, really need you to do whatever you can do to get your neighbors, fellow church members, friends, co-workers, whatever you have to do to get the word out. Share on your Facebook. Really ask people to go to HattiesburgCounts.com, fill out that form. It literally takes 5 minutes. A couple pieces of city news for you. Yesterday, the Hattiesburg Alliance for Public Art, the Downtown Association, Kent and Candace Oliver with Last for Life unveiled the Hub City Smile mural. This is right across from the bottling company. This is something because Last for Life, they were not able to do their big event as they always do in August this year. They decided to put that effort instead into making sure that we had this picture right here. And the thing about this mural is it's actually 3-dimensional, so you can actually get behind the smile and take a picture. So if you have kids and you're looking for an adventure this weekend, I encourage you to go down and see the mural, and most importantly, find a way to smile. And finally, paving continues on North 31st Avenue. This is in Ward 1. This is the section of North 31st from Highway 49 to Lakeview. So our folks who live in Windsor Village, Southern Pines, Venture Church, this is something that's very much been needed for quite a while, so we're glad to see this paving project occur. And finally, our act of courage. course, today is September 11th, the 19th anniversary of what happened in 2001. And so this morning we held our annual September 11th Remembrance Ceremony. We heard stirring renditions of the national anthem from John Uzodinma. We heard taps play from the legendary Howell Purvis. Even at 86 years of age, the Navy veteran is still playing that song as beautifully as he ever has. And we heard some inspiring words from retired Major General Larry Harrington. It is always a moving and somber event. And so over the past week, as I prepared for my remarks, I took some time to remember my own 9/11 experience. And I, like many, recall where I was the morning when I heard the news. But I also remember the day after 9/11. It seemed the best of America showed up in the days, weeks, and months following the event. People were kinder. People were more aware of the needs and anxiety of their neighbors. And they were more willing to step forward in a cause greater than themselves. For the most part, there was no finger-pointing, no conspiracy theories, no belittling of the fears of neighbors. In the worst of times, the best of ourselves showed up. So if there was ever a time when our nation and community needed us to summon that same spirit and resolve, it is now. Almost 20 years later, as we fight a faceless and seemingly unpredictable enemy, history is calling for people to summon the best of themselves once again. The soul of our nation beckons us to weather this season of uncertainty with humility and courage. That means we look after those among us who are most vulnerable. It means that we speak with grace and kindness. It means that we avoid sharing posts that we know will be inflammatory and divisive. Just be good people. Just aim to get up and be people of faith and good Americans living in respect, appreciation, and regard for the many who lost their lives 19 years ago. So today, as we see reminders and we feel the discomfort of recounting that day's events and of remembering where we were, and we also search our hearts and find the best of ourselves once more. As we go into the weekend, please remember, wash your hands, take care of yourself, wear a mask if you go out in public, do only what is essential, and remember, you are safer at home. Have a great weekend.